What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meighan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Connor. It's been a busy kind of a Monday off. For those that don't know, it's a bank holiday in Ireland. Happy Easter. And we thought, nice relaxing day before recording the show. And then what drops, maybe like an hour ago, Connor? What just drops out of the blue?
Can I just say to all the listeners, you should tag Shaun, because I have been away from my phone all day. And I literally checked it about 15 minutes ago. And you had replied to a tweet or something. I just turned on Twitter. And you had replied to a tweet with Thor in it, with just yes. And I was like, it must be a new screenshot from the cam.
A teaser image. Okay.
A teaser image. It mustn't be that big. Otherwise, I would have heard about it. And so I click into it. And it was like the moment of I looked at the clock. And I looked back at my phone. And I was like, right, I've got 14 minutes to do everything.
This has to be ready.
Because I had the show all prepared, Shaun.
And I'm going to be fascinated to know. You might tell me off mic what got cut, so that Thor could be the main story.
Big news got cut. If this is your first episode, this is Movie Mondays, as we said. If you could give us a like and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, and most importantly, just tell one human being that we exist.
The one, please.
All the links are down below if you can. But we got to get straight into it, Shaun, because there's a whole bunch of news. And last week we talked about Moon Knight, so we didn't technically talk about news.
That's true, but Moon Knight did come out last week, so at least it was something to talk about.
So if you are interested in Moon Knight, we did the first 2-episode review last week, so you can check that out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So moving into our first piece of news this week, Shaun, while we were gone, and I feel like we were gone on a hiatus due to the fact you were on holidays, and then we had Moon Knight. So we haven't once talked about Warner Brothers, because in the meantime, Shaun, there's been a lot of things going on.
Stuff's happened. Oh dear, okay. Let's catch up on this real quick.
No, I will not be talking about legalities in terms of certain members of staff.
Right.
But what I will
considerably cuts down on the amount of Warner Brother news we have to get through.
True. I cut down on assaults, right? But what I do have is a new report, Shaun, that I thought we really need to talk about. And I feel like this report has been copy and pasted at least 7 times in the time we've been doing this show. Because I have report. Warner Brothers is considering overhauling its whole entire DC Films division.
Oh, God. That's just like one of those things that they have. Like, any reporter writing about Warner Brothers, that's just on their Control V always, I feel like.
Now, what happened is CEO David Zaslav, he's set to try and make an effort between Warner Brothers DC movie streaming shows and having a creative division as a whole, just for, I don't know if you heard, but they have Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and the Justice League.
But that's so wild. That never clicked in my head. There isn't just a direct division. Warner Brothers is over the whole thing.
It's also noted that Zaslav is seeking someone to serve as the role of Marvel president and CCO Kevin Feige, but for Warner Brothers.
You have... Wild idea, guys. What if we had one person in charge and overseeing the cohesiveness of these connected films?
I feel like a very strong piece of deja vu. Has this not happened about 7 times already?
We've talked about this story so much. Yeah. Like, to the point that it's not even funny anymore.
But it's a new story every time of no guys, this is the one.
This is when we'll actually do it. But 2 or 3 weeks ago, they had the bright idea of making good movies, is something that they announced.
And then they also have Peacemaker, the series out. That's really good. They did the Suicide Squad last year. Didn't get financially a lot of come back from that, but very good film, just in terms of a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, and built a lot of good faith that characters, DC characters can exist in that universe and it can work.
I mean, this has been a story since the first Avengers, like, this is Man of Steel time, that they're like, this is what we're doing. We're going to get Kevin Feige. They're making loads of money over at Marvel. We're DC. Like, we have just as good characters. Like, people care more about Batman than they did Iron Man in 2007. So surely...
Batman was the successful one, like, back in the day.
And like, so they have been doing this for years, and every few years they're like, this is the one. This Jeff Johns, I think, was brought in. He was going to be the one, and then they got rid of him, and then they brought someone else in, and then they're going to be the one for creative vision. And then Zack Snyder, of course, came in. He's going to be the one. And
I feel we've had this conversation before, though, but where does this leave things that have already happened? Because the Flash movie is about as far along in development as it can be, in that it comes out very soon.
In that it's done.
It's finished. Like, you cannot change that.
You can't really cut Ezra out of it at this stage.
No, I don't think so. But, like, do you just use that as... What if it just, like, they cut the film early before it reveals what the new reality is actually like, and then they just fucking do whatever they want going forward?
Apparently the new plan, and Shaun, once again, I feel like we're all taking crazy pills, but it's the fact that there's like, we're going to revitalise, we're going to get someone on top, and they're going to redo Superman. They're going to concentrate more on Superman being the leading force behind all of this, and then we're going to go straight into it. Shaun?
Okay. Lads, you could have had this, but you killed him straight away. Like, that's not a good move. Also, I want Henry Cavill to still be Superman. I want him to be Superman in a good movie.
He's a very nice man.
He's a very pleasant and nice man that we all love. But I like, it's all very well saying this, that these are the plans. But are they just saying this to justify, you know the thing of like, don't bring problems, bring solutions? I feel like there's been like a quarterly report and they've had to say, okay, we lost this much money on DC movies, but how we're going to fix it is...
So what actually, and so it might be along the same lines, but Discovery and Warner Bros. Have merged together recently in like a $43 billion deal or some shit.
That went under the radar.
And Discovery have come in, and I feel like Discovery and Warner Bros. Are now working together. I love the idea that one guy from Discovery comes in and he's just like, lads, why have we not just got a team for the superhero? And everyone at Warner Bros. Just stops after like this 10-year jaunt of trying to catch up with Marvel. And they're like, sorry, what? What did you say?
Honestly, it does. It's nice to hear it laid out that, we want a separate division, because it does divide it, and it means that, like, there's a lot of the issues with those movies is studio interference, it seems. Specifically the higher-ups at Warner Brothers. So it might be nice if they're, like, just in the next building over, and, like, the Warner Brothers chiefs can't just look in at the editors every few minutes and see what they're doing, you know? Now,
I'm just going to throw an idea out to you, Shaun. This could solve the whole issue, and I feel like this has been overlooked. Restore the Snyderverse. I mean, it's easy, it's there, it's the best idea possible. I mean, it's perfect.
Name 3 elements of that universe that you actually like.
Batman
kills.
Batman kills, Superman dies and is sad.
Yeah, Jared Leto Joker.
They're my big 3. That's the holy trinity of the best things ever in comic books.
And that's from you, the biggest Batman fan there is.
I want my Superman sad, no hope. I want Batman using guns, sniping lads.
Connor, the S means hope. You forget.
But he doesn't know that. He can't read.
He can't, but he's from... Look, that's a whole other mess. Martian Manhunter's in there somewhere and he just didn't help
Why
at all.
didn't he help?
Why didn't he help once in the entire time? Because
I seen him in Man of Steel. He's in that movie.
He's in it. He's in a room with Superman. Surely to God... he would see Zod and his crew arrive and get superpowers, and he'd be like, I've been in deep cover for many years, but this definitely is the time to reveal myself.
Jeez, that city is being absolutely fucking levelled. I better go in there.
And we know from Snyder Cut, he just hangs around he hangs around Metropolis. Like, he's just walking into people's apartments pretending to be mothers.
We're not. That scene also makes no sense.
It's so bad.
People like Snyder. Look, that's fine.
That's fine. Like what you like. But like,
but I don't feel like he's the answer here. Warner Brothers, they're rebooting again. Shaun, I want you to know that, because we're going to get another time. They're like, this time we're going to do this right, because they've done the Batman now, and it happens every time they get a good one. I think after Wonder Woman, they also said the exact same thing.
The first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Same way when they did, they put out Joker as well. Actually, Joker, it was like, maybe they don't all need to be connected.
Because that was one good one, but it wasn't connected. They're like, look at we're not very stringent on connecting these. You know what I mean? They're all good.
We'll play it by ear. We'll do what we want. Yeah. People like the Michael Keaton Batman. Yeah, bring them along.
Bring them in.
It's fine.
Let's just make it up as we go along, lads.
It'll be like the end of Morbius. It'll be class.
So Shaun, are you excited for this brand new DC universe we're going to be getting?
I cannot wait. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not watch any Marvel movie until this new universe is brought about. That's how excited I am.
The year is 2044.
The Heroes for Hire podcast has rapidly declined in relevance.
There was a short period there where they just constantly talked about, is this the week they're going to do it?
No. It was just, we just called it DC Watch, but we didn't actually watch anything.
That's good. That is good. I mean, they also have, flashpoints coming up, Shaun. Perfect time to rejink everything, move everything around, get a new guy at the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just have him. Actually, here's the way look, this is. I think she's fine. You get Kathleen Kennedy involved and watch the Snyder Bros just explode.
They don't know how to. No, get Kathleen Kennedy involved, but then Zack Snyder as well. They're co-heads,
and they have to come to some kind of agreement. Kathleen Kennedy's also a really good just producer in general. Like, she's just class at her job. But Star Wars is a poison chalice.
Yeah. It's like, Star Wars is like, it's rotten from within. It's like, it's something that looks really nice. You're like, that's a great idea. And then once you get into it, you go, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes here that is kind of hindering us creatively.
Exactly. Like, you think you've been given a new pair of shoes, but then you cut it with a knife and it's actually cake, but the cake is made of shit. That's what you're working with Star Wars sometimes.
I seen that trailer for Is It Cake on Netflix. I had a headache after watching the trailer.
It's like my whole life is a lie. It's all cake.
I literally could not think of a show that's less suited for me than of people going, oh, every time.
Holy shit, it was cake the whole time. There's another one on Netflix. I forget the name of it. I was hungover when I watched it, but it was the nicest show. It's this Japanese show about kids doing odd jobs for a little while.
Yes, I have seen that trailer.
Yeah, and they're just like, she's going to the market to buy fish, and she forgets halfway through getting home that she forgot some of the fish. So she has to go back, and she's like 3. She's just walking through this fish market.
I mean, how are we not there? Like, how do we not have a show? If this is what I could shout, like, is it cake?
That's but is it because we're an audio-based platform that something being cake or not means nothing?
I think that would add to it. I think it would add to it. Like, I would say I have a cake here, Shaun.
You do?
Listeners,
did you actually prepare a cake for this bit?
I prepared a few cakes, but are they cakes? Sorry, sorry, that's part of the game.
Shaun, in front of me are 10 cakes. Oh, fuck.
I fucked it, lads. Retake that.
Recake it. No.
In front of me, Shaun, I have 9 cakes and 1 shoe on the left. Fuck. Oh, Jesus.
I have 1 time bomb.
I'm starting to see why I didn't get the hosting gig for that show.
You did audition for that, didn't you? You made it to the final round.
I did a few times, yeah. And then I just kept calling everything cake.
You submitted a DVD, but it was cake.
We can't play this. We don't know your highlight reel. It's just cake.
And then you're just like rubbing your hands together like, or is it? No, it's definitely cake, Connor. The show hasn't started.
I tried to put it into the DVD player and it broke.
Well, the DVD player also made of cake.
Also made of cake. That's what it, yeah. So Shaun, DCEU, we're coming back. This is the big thing, right? Marvel are shaking in their boots. I had my favourite quote that I've read in the past few weeks is everybody wants to make the Avengers movie and nobody wants to make the first Iron Man. which really stood out to me.
That's very true.
Every franchise, no matter what studio, it's not just Warner Bros., but everybody's like, we're going to do the next Avengers. Instead of just going, well, we'll do the first Iron Man, because that was a really good starting point, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, they're not willing to put in the legwork. They want all of the gratification straight away. They want a cake that looks like a cake.
Maybe this is Warner Brothers. Maybe they've changed their ways. Maybe this is the one. They've done the Batman.
Do you think so, though? Do you think so? Is it because of the This is definitely because of the Batman that they're doing this.
Yes.
They're like, people like the Batman, let's do more of that. But also, there's 2 more of those Batman movies planned. Yeah. And like those are confirmed to not be part of a bigger universe.
Well, are they confirmed? I mean, what is a press release, Shaun?
Michael Keaton is Batman now. That's what they're going for.
Because their other Batman quit. Because it was so shit.
Because it was a miserable work environment, yeah.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. And I started off this week with 2 stories that I thought would annoy you. And Warner Bros. Was one of them. But what I've said is, right, I'm going to be honest, I've put one in. Actually, sorry, I started off the first 3 as ones that will annoy you.
Jesus,
but the 4th one, I think you'll like. I think you'll really enjoy. So
is this the National Treasure news?
Yes. So you've a little treat at the end of the road, right?
Okay, I look forward to that.
So we're moving on next, Shaun. Small piece of news that really made me laugh is Fantastic Beasts. Where they find them?
Yeah, where are they?
They're on Thin Ice, Shaun. That's where they are. Because the studios are saying they might be having to pull the series after 3 movies.
Out of a planned 5? Isn't that what they were saying?
I think it was 5 or 6.
Yeah. I mean, is anyone surprised? I didn't know the most recent one was coming out, is the issue. Like
really badly marketed, but also I think people just don't care.
Yeah, I think people are just... Maybe it's that they don't care. I think the first one was pretty good. The second one was, like, horrendous. And I think that soured it for a lot of people. I also think that J.K. Rowling's a prick, and that's been outed. And so people are... Maybe people who are, like, diehard Harry Potter fans are like, well, I'm not going to support that. So
there are some really great like YouTube videos where you can see people be like, I love Harry Potter. Like people just love that series. And like people love Star Wars. People love that's their thing. Like you grew up, that's what you were watching. And then you have to come to terms with, oh no.
But the creator's an awful human being.
I have the same thing with Joss Whedon. Like I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel because I grew up watching all that stuff. But I also have to watch it now knowing that he's a prick.
He's an awful human. No, and that's the thing. Like it is tough. And like you can, I think we're pretty good about separating art from artist up to a point. And at a certain point, it's like, no, I'm not going to keep rewarding you for something you're actively still doing. Which is what J.K. Rowling does every single day of her life.
So what Variety have reported is that there's currently no screenplay for the 4th film. But not only that, Warner Brothers executives apparently want to see how well Secrets of Dumbledore... If I gave you 20 guesses, would you have been able to guess what the name of that movie was?
No, not at all. This movie... Also, these aren't about finding magical creatures anymore. They're about some weird fucking wizard Hitler.
Wizard Hitler, yes. They want to see how well the 3rd movie performs in theatres before green-lighting the final 2 movies.
That is the safest bet in the world for not having to make 2 more movies.
It's guaranteed. Like, what is your bar? Like, you have to make $1 billion.
I mean, that like they're expecting Harry Potter money from... What was the 3rd Harry Potter movie? Prisoner of Azkaban?
Prisoner of Azkaban is the 3rd one, yeah.
One of the ones that people say is the best. And so... guaranteed they're like, well, the 3rd Harry Potter movie made this much and adjusted for inflation that's, I don't know, $1.5 billion or whatever. So anything under that, and this is getting the can.
Well, the first movie brought in $800 million, right?
Okay.
That's a pretty good start. I mean, it's Harry Potter. You got the Harry Potter name.
Okay, and can I guess the second movie, I want to say, made $700 million?
$600 million.
So it's gone down.
Office.
Okay.
So you've lost $200 million. Now, the first movie is fine. The second movie, actively bad.
Terrible.
Now,
absolutely terrible.
We don't know what this movie is going to end up making, but I'm assuming it's going to be less than 600. We didn't even know the name of it.
No, do you know how I found out about this? It's because I walked past the cinema yesterday and I saw a poster.
And I do this show, and I look at news every week, and I'm still like, jeez, there's a Harry Potter movie out there. I didn't know that.
And I will say, like, I was mad into Harry Potter as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I went to the midnight book launches, all that kind of shit. And I have no interest in this at all.
These just ain't it. They're just not it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, very good cast. Like, you've got Jude Law there. I mean, Jude Law, fantastic.
Yeah. You got Eddie Redmayne, he's in it.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. Killer. Like, it's so good. But who cares? Like,
yeah.
Because they really didn't try on the second one. That might have also come out in COVID times, did it?
No, that was before, which is worse. It's 2018.
Oh, wow. Wow, has it really been 4 years since the last one of these?
Oh, the society is still recovering. But yes, it has been 4 years since the last one.
That's ridiculous. Holy shit. Okay, so there's no excuse then. I just feel... I really hope they pull the plug on this, because it's just sad to see it limping along.
It's kind of ruining the first ones of that have like the childhood wonder that we all kind of watch. You're like, oh, that's like a Christmas movie, or whatever. But these movies are just like they're like the aunts and uncles nobody likes. just stop coming to the party. Like, just go away. Yeah,
I don't know what it feels like, but watching, like, you don't get any of the wonder or the nostalgia kick or whatever it is. You just get, like, it feels like it feels like a series for a streaming service that no one is watching.
Yes, that's true. And so that I just wanted to bring that up. That is really interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, what they'll probably do is they'll probably cancel it, which would be the funniest.
Especially, like, however this new one ends, presumably it's on a cliffhanger.
And you know right well, and I don't want to get into it, but J.K. Rowling in 2015 or 2014, whenever they sold her this idea, she's thinking 5 movies. I am
set. I'm set.
I mean, she's already set for multiple lives, but she's like, 5 movies. I'm locked in here. If only nothing goes wrong between now and the end of the 5, I'm locked in. Nothing can happen.
And surely my own actions will not catch up with me at all. My own petard will not hoist me.
Oh no, I found out.
No Fantastic Beasts review next week is what you're saying.
Another movie we won't be reviewing, Sean, and we touched on this last week, but maybe somebody wasn't into Moon Knight. Because we touched on a little movie that has made $3 trillion in the box office. Morbius. Now, Morbius came out, and I wanted to just cover the story very small because it's both funny, very in tune with what we've talked about before, and maybe someone wasn't into Moon Knight, so they didn't tune in last week. But if you haven't heard, Morbius actor Jared, patron saint of the pod, Leto, our first enemy, would you say?
Yeah, because I think it's absolutely because of the way he acts, not as an actor. When he's on set, we decided he's a terrible person.
I would say, when did we start this? 2018. So it was literally just going, he just doesn't seem like a nice man. And then Suicide Squad came out like, you can't be doing that.
You can't be sending condoms and pigs to everyone, Jared.
So far he said used condoms and pigs, Suicide Squad. He was on Blade Runner, and he made himself blind actively and made someone have to walk him around set, even though he's very able to see, but he just made himself blind anyway. And what other ones was there?
Sent Dead Rat to Margot Robbie.
Oh yes, the Dead Rat and Bullets.
No, and Bullets to Will Smith. Sorry, he sent a live rat to Margot Robbie, which was then adopted by Guillermo del Toro.
Cool.
That's just a nice little Hollywood story.
Just generally, I think if you're in a workplace and you send used condoms to any of your work colleagues,
you're out on your arse, surely.
I would say, universally, I think we can all agree, lad.
And a lot of it was, because he did all this method acting shit, which a load of actors are now coming out against, and I love it.
Which is very funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And it's not because of Morbius, but it's definitely because of Morbius.
Yeah.
And they're like, he does all this method acting shit, and then he's in terrible, terrible dog shit movies.
He's a proper actor's actor.
And Jared, he's also the Joker and shit.
Jared Leto, as he's a method actor, of course, but we have found out what his method was for Morbius.
I did hear this.
And if you didn't hear about this last week, as I mentioned, we will cover it now because I feel like it's important. Everyone knows Jared's done it again. He's pulled the Jared. And
He's pulled the J-man.
He's pulled the J-man. Because we were talking years back, how is he going to make himself weird in this
for
one?
Morbius, yeah.
And we were like, oh, he'll stay up all night. He'll like drink blood. And he'll only hang out. Night. Yeah, he'll only film at night. He'll drink blood and he'll like hang out in a cemetery whenever they're going looking for him. Because he's an actor's actor.
And we weren't that far off, were we?
Well, what he said was, in the movie, if you'll notice, is at the start, Michael Morbius, he's very sick. He's very poorly. He's got something wrong with him. And with that, he's on crutches. And so, I mean, any actor, and I'm just going to talk about, let's say, name an actor, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, great actor, unanimously decided.
Double Oscar winner Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
He has a scene in a movie where he's on crutches. Do you think, before that scene, he spent several days walking around set on the crutches, pretending like he cannot walk?
No, I would wager in his private time he probably practiced using them, such that he could deliver an effective performance, and then probably put the crutches away and got himself to set.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's a lot of people working, there's people, they have jobs, they have families, they want to get home.
That's it, and like, it's an art, but at the end of the day, time is money, Connor, so you're trying to be as efficient as possible.
What better acting than just acting like you have something wrong, rather than just acting like, not acting, just literally going about your day like you are completely, like you need these crutches.
Yeah, and that's what he did, and he had to be, again, escorted to bathrooms and things like that.
Because Jared, he used the crutches even for bathroom breaks, is what they say.
And I think I read somewhere that led to delays of like 45 minutes before he would get on set.
It turned out to be, and in the words of this article, a significant burden on the film's crew.
And that could be like the tagline for Jared Leto, is just a significant burden.
Oh man, the process started taking up so much time that a deal had to be made with Leto to use a wheelchair, and he agreed to be wheeled to the restroom instead.
What a pretentious prick.
So he was taking too long in the crutches. So they came to an agreement, which should have been, now in any other workplace, would you cop on and fucking walk to the bathroom, you prick?
Fucking use the legs that God gave
you. Or two, come on, Jared, we'll give you a wheelchair. You're just taking up 7 extra hours a day.
Like, it's because it's Adam Wingard was the director. Like I'm assuming he sat him down. And I really hope he didn't lead with the wheelchair straight away.
No, director Daniel Espinosa.
Sorry, Adam Wingard did something else, as directors often do. But like, I hope they didn't lead with the wheelchair straight away. I hope they were like, would you not just stop and just act? Like, don't pander to this man. You know?
Look, we're not going to spend too long on this, but I felt like the people needed to know that Jared pulled another Jared.
He did indeed. And can I just say, I've been looking at the Heroes for Hire TikTok that we have now. We just put up some clips of movies and stuff. But I saw one TikTok man talking about Morbius, and the whole shtick is that he pretended that he worked on the set of Morbius. And one thing he said was that, because vampires can't be seen in mirrors, Jared insisted on an oil painting being done of him so he could check his hair and makeup every day.
I just remembered this is technically a segment that we have long since retired, but Jared Leto news.
Holy shit, it's been a while.
If you have been, I think that was episode 1, we had Jared Leto news for like 5 weeks in a row, because that was when like all the mad shit was happening.
Suicide Squad stuff was going on, yeah.
Then he went quiet, and I haven't been able to bring it back, Sean. But so this is officially Jared Leto news.
That's really, I'm proud of. I'm not proud of Jared. I'm proud of us, because we're still talking about him.
He just won't go away, and that's interesting.
That is an odd choice. And
also, he's a creep. Okay.
Yeah, that's also probably a cult leader. Probably a cult leader based on what the evidence.
Stop sending DMs to people. Jared.
Stop being creepy, man.
Did you see the James Gunn tweet about?
I did,
that was great. So we're moving on. We're not going to explain that. You can go look that up yourself. We're moving on, Shaun, and I said if you got through those 3 stories, I was going to give you a little treat, a little
reward for Shaun.
Yeah, a little bit of a reward. Now, this was sent in as well by Shaun Jamieson because
Shauns think alike.
All Shauns, I feel, are working together, right?
Yeah,
and
we've got plans.
Shaun sent this into us on Instagram, and it's talking about National Treasure because he's seen it, and his first thought was, I wonder what Shaun thinks. So
Who's the one person in the world who gives a shit about this?
Yeah. And so National Treasure, Nicolas Cage says National Treasure 3 is probably not happening, but
Tough.
Justin Barta from National Treasure has joined the newly announced Disney Plus series. So there's one return.
Hell yeah. So it's the same universe. I'm good. We're still going to find out what's on page 47 eventually.
If anyone doesn't remember, National Treasure was a mediocre to poor film that came out in the mid-2000s. And the sequel also came out in the mid-2000s.
Sequel National Treasure 2 Book of Secrets, please.
Shaun is the only man who likes that movie.
I'm obsessed with those movies. I think about them maybe twice a month. Because it ends on one of the biggest cliffhangers of my childhood, where the president asks Nicolas Cage to investigate, quote unquote, the greatest discovery in human history.
Oh, shit.
And then it just ends and there's been nothing since. And now Justin Bartha, who plays Mr. Riley Poole, who is just a conspiracy theorist at the start of those films, he is now, I guess, taking on, because I think it's like a younger cast, and he's going to take them under his wing, I presume.
I assume he's going to be like, I used to do a guy that was just like you, kid. Going around adventuring. His name? Nicolas Cage.
Justin Bartha's not that old. You're playing him like he's 90 in like an armchair. He's like 40.
He was like young and hip when the first one came out. He got like a spiked front, and he's got like a blonde in his hair, like blonde tips.
Yeah. He's the coolest man there's ever been, and I style myself after him.
But he was also the geek, Shaun. He was the geek, but he was cool, you know what I mean? The geek,
and he was a bit scatterbrained. He was a bit of a funny guy.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't drive the Ferrari at the end,
We did a review on the Patreon, or on our Patreon, of National Treasure.
We did.
And what stuck out to me was he was the comic relief, but he didn't say one funny thing in the whole movie.
He's just kind of, I will acknowledge it, he is just kind of sad to watch just go about his life, because no one has any respect for him in those films.
Because what's also funny is Nicolas Cage is like, okay, I'm going to be the alpha, like I'm the main guy. But then also Nicolas Cage is on set thinking to himself, well, I can also deliver this joke if you need me to. Like, I can also be the funny guy.
I'm Nicolas Cage. I can do it all, guys.
And I'll do most of it not well, but I'll do it. Am I good? We don't know.
But like the cast in those movies has no business being that good. Like Nicolas Cage, Diane Kruger, Justin Bartha, John Voight is in it as well.
Oh yeah, John Voight appears. He's Nicolas Cage's dad.
Yeah, which is it's so wild, and it's not a movie, isn't it? Not the reboot.
So it's like a Disney Plus series. So everyone's very excited that this is coming to Disney Plus. By everyone, of course, I mean you and the other Shaun.
We have set a trend for reviewing Disney Plus series is on the Patreon, Connor.
Oh, that's true.
What we could do.
I'm bringing an end to that segment.
No, please. We still have to do all of Moon Knight, my dude.
I'm quitting. I'm quitting now if I have to do a review of National Treasure.
Can I do it on my own and I just bring in randomers every week?
Yes.
Okay, great.
But only if one of the randomers is Nicolas Cage.
I'll see what I can do. What if I pulled that off? You would be so impressed.
Imagine the scenes if you sent him a message and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll join.
All right, boys, no problem at all. I'm Nicolas Cage.
That's how he talks.
That's how it's not far off, let's be honest.
I assumed.
But no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of your closest family and friends in to talk about it, so you'll have to watch it, so you can talk with them.
I mean, why? What is National Treasure without Mr. Cage, when you think about it?
I think it's bigger than him. I'll say that now. That
is the craziest thing you've ever said.
Do you know what I like, Connor? And I've just nailed it down in a convenient little rhyme. I just like a history mystery, is what I'm about. Okay?
A history mystery.
A history mystery, and that's all National Treasure is to me.
What came out recently that was a history? Oh, Uncharted.
Uncharted, which I still haven't seen, but you told me it's like National Treasure, Shaun.
Like, it's National Treasure, but with like a much more charming lead, but it also has Mark Wahlberg, so you will have to deal with that.
That is that. And is Justin Bartha in Uncharted by any chance?
He is. Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll watch it then. Thanks.
He's just in the background. You see Tom Holland running. And
he's
like,
in the bar where Tom Holland works.
Yeah, and he's just in the background. He's saying funny lines, I assume. I can't really hear him because he's the comedy, but we don't really get to see it.
He's just getting like nudged by waiters as they walk past him.
Oh yeah,
and he's too shy to say anything.
It's like the Spider-Man 2 scene where he drops all of his stuff and someone walks back and smashes him in the head with his bag.
Yeah, he's just getting bullied for no reason.
This isn't even my movie. What is this?
I'm just on set. I'm an extra today.
So yeah, the National Treasure is going to be getting a series to Disney Plus. A story that only Sean cares about. But guys, I had to throw it in because we had Jared News, we had Warner Bros. News. Come on.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that the title of this episode.
Oh, of course. Because there's nothing else to talk about.
No other big news to talk about.
No other big news. We're moving on to our next piece of news, Sean, that might interest you. Is that a few weeks ago, we found out Jason Momoa was going to be handing in and he's going to be getting his car keys ready to star in Fast and the Furious 10.
We did talk about this.
We don't just now know that Jason Momoa is going to be joining, because now we also know Brie Larson will be joining Fast and Furious 10 as Vin Diesel has welcomed her to the family.
To the familia.
To the La Familia.
To La Familia.
Yes.
That sounds great. We talk about Fast and Furious news way more often than we should, considering I've seen half of one of them.
But I think that adds to it. I do. I really
get the outsider perspective on it.
I've seen them all, right?
Yeah.
I think I've seen from 5. I've seen 1 and 2. You know what? I don't think I've seen Tokyo Drift, but you've seen half of, so we kind of cover that.
I've seen the last half of Tokyo Drift. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I've seen from 5 until 9 or wherever we are. The last one, so bad, absolutely atrocious. They completely lost it.
Went too far.
That point, it went too far. Like from 5 to 8, I'm like, this is dumb, but I'm in, because it's like it's dumb. But like The Rock flexes his bicep and a cast falls off, and then he's like, "Daddy's got to go to work." I mean, that's pretty good.
It's not what a doctor would recommend, though. Probably
it's The Rock, though. It is The Rock. I think he leaps up and takes like a turd out of a helicopter in that movie and starts just holding it.
Sorry, he just like standing leaps into a helicopter.
I know he does end up with a helicopter turret with it, like holding it. I cannot figure out how he gets it into his hand. I can assume he ripped it.
He'd have to have.
Like The Rock.
Yeah, but that's a move that like a Warhammer character pulls off.
But at the same time, they use cars as cushions in those movies. So who are we to judge, Sean?
They use tarmac as cushions as well, to be fair.
They do, but that's because tarmacs are on the streets. And
of course.
Vinny knows how that works. So if it's on the streets, he goes to Cuba, that's all the thing, right? But so now they not only have Jason Momoa joining, they have Brie Larson joining as well, Sean, which leads me to believe it's a pretty star-studded cast. And I think what's happening here is they thought The Rock was coming back. And then The Rock turned them down. So they had $50 million sitting around that they were going to pay The Rock to come back for one last job. And they're like, well, we'll just put $25 million each to Brie Larson and Jason Momoa. We'll get both of them in.
Yeah, that'll still, it's like the same amount of draw to have both of them as to have The Rock.
Yeah.
I did see in the announcement that Brie Larson put on Instagram, people were theorising, and I don't know what this means. Well, vaguely I do. But people are thinking she might be Paul Walker's character's sister or something. I
mean, that would make perfect sense. This is like a telenovela. It's like everybody has a brother or sister they've never mentioned that is really famous.
Yeah, and they're very capable as well. Like they're just fine with all of the antics that are going on. I mean, so far the cast, by the way, for number 10 is you have, of course, Jason Momoa. You've now Brie Larson, Charlize Theron. You've got Helen Mirren, Michelle Rodriguez, Jason Statham, John Cena, Tyrese Gibson, Jordana Brewster. It's ludicrous. It is ludicrous, Connor. You're right.
It is. Yeah, it is. I mean, when you've got Jason Statham and Helen Mirren and Charlize Theron and Jason Momoa and Brie Larson and John Cena, that's too much. I'm not going to throw Tyrese in there with him because, it's Tyrese.
So, but that he's put in work for that franchise, to be fair.
I mean, he's been around. Him and Ludacris are trying their best.
I think they just do those movies so they can meet up and talk to each other.
It's a thing of every 6 months they're like, man, I haven't seen you in ages. When are we on set again? What are we doing? Number 9 or 10? Yeah, we'll hang out. Why not?
We'll split 10 into 2 parts, will we? Go on.
Go on. They're splitting it into 2. So I assume what'll happen is Charlize Theron, big bad. But then you've also got Jason Momoa. He's also big bad. But then we all know what's going to happen with Jason Momoa, Sean.
He's going to turn good. But they are criminals, So
yeah, but he's going to do something nice for La Familia, and then at that point, he's going to be like, you're in.
It's true, he's going to have a turn, and he's just going to be like, no, I don't want to work for Helen Mirren no more. What if it's the other way around? Jason Momoa, big bad, Helen Mirren does a turn to La Familia.
Actually, Helen Mirren already works for La Familia in a weird way.
I don't care.
You know what? I respect Helen Mirren because she was clearly like, fuck it, go on, I'll be in these movies.
I'll just. It's a good residual check, I think, to get. It keeps ticking over. There's always money coming in.
Charlize Theron is normally the big bad, but yeah, this cast is getting outrageous. I think we've kind of solved it. That who else could they add at this point that could cover for The Rock? Because The Rock, biggest movie star in the world. Momoa is a pretty good catch. Maybe Momoa's 8 rocks. So you just need 2 more to get them to 10 out of 10.
That's the thing. I feel up until maybe a month ago, they might have considered Will Smith.
He's definitely been considered.
He's definitely there. And it would be ludicrous to see him involved in that franchise.
No, I think he would be in the same scene as Ludacris, I would say.
Because of their rap rivalry that they probably had at one point.
Big Will I?
You think fucking Vin Diesel and The Rock is a tough rivalry. No. Ludacris and Big Willie.
They have beef. They hate each other from 2004 rap battles.
Their beef goes back a long time. A long time, Connor.
Yeah. So look, all we know now is the cast is getting too big. It's getting too big for its boots. I hope it comes back to some sort of logic. Some sort of logic, not logic, I will say, because those movies make no sense. But just a little bit better than 9, we'll all take it. You're going to make loads of money anyway, lads. Don't worry about it. You're probably going to need to, due to the fact of everyone that's in the movie. You'll need a lot of money for cover them.
I'm really interested to see when the budget for this comes out. Because it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be the most expensive movie ever made.
500 million. Lads, we have to make 3 billion to break even.
It's because there will come a movie that costs $1 billion to get made, and I'd wager it'll be a Fast and Furious movie.
No, I would have said James Cameron Avatar 7 or Zack Snyder would go mad and he'd spend $1 billion.
So if we got Zack Snyder's Avatar 7, it's a crossover with Fast and Furious.
Oh fuck! You're absolutely making money. Everyone wants to see that.
I genuinely think that someone needs to make just a ludicrous crossover movie. Sorry, not ludicrous.
He's going to be very busy, Sean, if you do that. Where is he crossing over to?
And he's got so many feuds that he won't work with many people.
Nelly. I'll fucking fight Nelly.
Shaggy? Well, it wasn't him.
That's the first 2 thoughts of mid-2000s rap.
Yeah. And they're pretty solid choices, to be fair.
That's not bad. That is not bad. So, Sean, we have got to get into our big news story of the week. I was going to talk about Warner Brothers last, because that's pretty big news. But what then happened was, half an hour ago, a little trailer from Thor was released.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Thor, Love and Thunder, which is Thor 4, really. Directed by Taika Waititi again. He's coming back from the Ragnarok movie. And so, Sean, our first trailer has dropped. It's a teaser trailer, but it is 1.5 minutes long, so there is 90 seconds here. There's an awful lot in it.
Yeah, it's a substantial teaser trailer.
Yes.
They're comfortable showing a lot, which leads me to believe there's even more. in this movie that
two things I noticed they didn't, or one thing I noticed they didn't cover was the villain.
Gore,
Gore the God Butcher, which we know is being played by
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. So Christian Bale is in this as Gore the God Butcher. Now I don't know if you know by the name, the God Butcher. He's not going to take too kindly to Thor retiring as God.
No, he won't. But I feel like that's what this trailer is doing. It's introducing us to the fact that there are loads of gods out there.
Yes.
Because I think it even says like not every god knows his purpose or something like that.
It also shows Zeus.
It does show Zeus. Also, Gore is going to come in and just murder everyone in that scene.
I assumed.
Yeah. That's going to be like Xandar, but like we're going to see it happen. It's going to be great. It's
going to be like the introduction shot of it's going to be this amazing thing and all the gods are there and Zeus will be catching the lightning bolt and it's like, oh wow, it's all such a happy moment. And then Gore the God Butcher will walk in and decapitate Zeus to start off and then just mow through them all.
Yeah, and just cut him. And it's going to be the way to establish how powerful Gore is. And that's going to be like his main... It's going to be a massacre. It's going to be great.
And you also have now Thor, who's basically retired. I don't know if you know this, Shaun, but Chris Hemsworth, very, very good comedic actor. It's almost unfair that he looks like Chris Hemsworth and is also that funny.
There must be a flaw somewhere.
There has to be.
There has to be. Like, I need there to be. Because I'll be honest, Connor, there's a scene of him in like a pirate scenario in this, and my God, broke me.
Because you love pirates.
I love pirates. I love Chris Hemsworth. I love Thor.
Who's the lady on the boat?
I have no idea. Who that is. I think she might be another god, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done a deep dive in this trailer because it came out an hour ago.
That's a very good point. So if we're a bit more like, did you see this bit? We normally go a bit more in depth. We probably will have a bit more information next week. We can kind of go over everything. But at the minute, this is fairly fresh. And
just very briefly, we do see the Guardians as well.
They are in this, yeah.
Yeah, and I think all of that Guardian stuff is going to happen in like the first 20 minutes. And that's where they like say goodbye to Thor and go off and do their own thing. Because I think we know Guardians. Well, Guardians is filming now as we speak, but I think it was said that they probably won't be appearing in the whole film. It'll be the first, because if you remember from Avengers Endgame, they're together. So this movie has to start with him as part of the Guardians, but at some point I assume he'll be like, because him and Korg are then by themselves for the rest of this teaser trailer. And they just presumably go on like a gap year kind of thing.
I mean, is there anything good? Is there going to be something better than Korg and Thor just walking around?
It's going to be great. It's just going to be Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi hanging out is what it's going to be.
Just like there's going to be 17 takes of every single scene of the two of them improvising back and forth.
Just bouncing off each other the whole time. Also we see, I like what they're doing. We see Thor losing the weight that he gained.
Yes, he works it off.
He works it up. Like, he doesn't just immediately go back to jacked, and he is fucking jacked in this movie. He's got a sleeveless Ravager vest on, and my God, Connor.
Has anyone seen Chris Hemsworth? There has to be a flaw. I don't know what it is.
I will pay you if you tell me a flaw.
It would be worse if you I searched him for months. Literally nothing. The man is
happening.
He's just so nice.
At all. No, everyone in this movie is attractive, leading me to Natalie Portman shows up in this trailer, my dude.
At the end.
And holy shit.
Looks pretty great.
Looks pretty great. Looks better, I would say, than Thor's best Thor costume so far.
Yeah, I think she looks much more natural with the helmet and everything on.
Yeah, like she looks like a warrior in it.
Like a badass.
Yeah, and Thor looks shocked to see her, to say the least. Also, that's the hammer that Hela blew up. Because you see it all pieced back together, all the shards.
Right.
So, what might have happened, and this is, okay, every time we get a trailer, I come up with some mental theory.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of a mental theory, please.
So, what happened was, right, Thor's hammer was destroyed by Hela in Norway, and that was at the kind of beginning of Thor Ragnarok, right?
Yes.
So then all the stuff happens, Infinity War, Endgame. They go back in time. Thor gets that hammer, but from the past, and Captain America ends up using it to fight Thanos.
Yes.
Cap takes it with him when he goes back to put all the time stones back, and he has to go back to Asgard to put the Reality Stone back with Jane Foster.
And he leaves it with her.
He leaves it with her, and I think that cures her sickness that she had because of the ether infecting her.
That is pretty out there, but okay.
But in the comics, she gets Thor and it helps her recover from cancer.
Right.
So it could be a different way of doing a similarly inspired story. Just what I'm thinking.
I think that's a pretty great theory, to be honest. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
that would be what would happen.
Because Cap has to leave that hammer back there, but Thor summons it from fucking miles away. So Cap doesn't know where to put it back, so why not just put it next to fucking Jane Foster's bed? And then...
Because they have to leave it back. Oh, yeah, that's pretty great. Because,
The one issue with that...
Oh, here we go.
...is that it has the cracks in it. So it looks like it was put back together.
So it's still broken.
Unless it created a different
timeline. Oh, no.
Where Jane Foster ended up fighting Hela.
Oh, right. And so Thor doesn't fight Hela. She fights Hela.
They've both fought Hela, but in different timelines.
If they go that deep, I don't know if they'll go that deep. Once again, this is a Marvel trailer, so at the same time, they can just add and take away CGI at any given moment. They don't really give a shit. With the scene you're talking about, with Hela breaking like Mjolnir,
that itself was changed. Yeah.
That happened in New York in the first trailer. We don't even know where this is.
True. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I love the bit at the start when you have the young Thor and becoming like old Thor as he's running. I just think that's a really cool thing. He's retired, and then of course it's a Taika Waititi trailer, so Sweet Child of Mine or some sort of 80s rock has to play. That's one of the best songs.
It's so good. It's such a hype trailer.
Yeah, I think he did the same for Ragnarok, but the man just has a talent of, that's an amazing song everyone loves. Fuck it, let's throw it into the trailer, let's go.
Yeah, and it perfectly captures the vibe of Thor. Because I feel like he's going to try be like a party boy kind of thing while he's going around. He's just going to have fun and live life for himself. And I think that might be one of Gore's problems with him. Because Gore in the comics, he's like, the gods can do so much, but they just fucking don't. They cause more hassle than they prevent.
He's like on a gap year. And Gore's like, you're a god. You can't just stop.
If anyone wants... We did a report on Gore the God Butcher, and like that dude's backstory is insane. He's just a man of pure rage and vengeance.
For his family.
For his family, for his people. Like, he stopped believing in gods, went out in the desert to starve, realised that gods were real, and had just ignored all of his prayers for years.
Which angered him.
And then the god asked him for help.
Yeah.
So, also, So Gore, he wields something called All Black the Necro Sword. Now, that comes from Null, who is basically the father of all symbiotes. So they might do some symbiote shit in this movie.
I think the odds... You would have got serious odds on 10 years ago saying Thor 4 will be when they introduce the symbiote into the MCU. That is a bold claim. That is pretty bold. I have a question. Valkyrie, she's the leader of the new Asgard.
King Valkyrie, yeah.
Yes. What I will guess is, does she survive this movie? With Gore the God Butcher, he's killing Zeus.
That's
guaranteed Zeus is dead. Russell Crowe plays Zeus, by the way, in this. He is a dead man walking.
Yeah. His time is numbered, but also I feel he wouldn't sign on for multiple movies, so it's
I think that's great, though. Bring Russell Crowe in, everyone's like, that's Russell Crowe. Yeah. He's decapitated. Oh, shit, Russell Crowe is dead.
So, yeah, like, I see I really love Valkyrie as a character. I don't think they should kill her.
No, I think she's great.
Taika Waititi would, because I think he was in a relationship with Tessa Thompson for a bit. But depends
how it ended.
It does, yeah. And in terms of
kill Valkyrie.
In terms of getting Thor back in the game, it's a pretty good way to do it. Like, you can't kill Loki again.
You can't. See, you have to do something to bring him back. What brings him? Because he's on the gap year. Unless Zeus dies, but even that I don't think brings him back.
No, I don't think so. I think
he goes, oh, that's very sad. And then me, him and Korg fuck off.
See, there's a bit in this trailer where he's looking at a big fuck off skeleton, like a massive skeleton in like the snow, right?
Right.
Now that scene, I retweeted it on Twitter if anyone wants to go to that. That is an exact copy of a comic book panel, and Thor is like, oh, this was a god. I saw him like 100 years ago. I thought he would be like unkillable. And he just finds him dead. So I think that's when he starts doing some investigating. He'll go and find the stuff with Russell Crowe and all those dead gods. And then he'll be like, what other gods could there be? And then he's going to be like, oh shit. Now Valkyrie isn't technically a god, but as like leader of Asgard, Gore probably has her on his hit list. And
I love I just think it's a really great plot point that, Chris Hemsworth's been there just as long as Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. at this point, even longer. And you're still finding like really interesting plot points for Thor, who could be a very boring character. We've all seen 1 and 2. And I love the idea of like, Asgard no longer exists. Like, Asgard is mobile. It's just a place on Earth. So he has nothing actually tethering him to anywhere, because Valkyrie's now a leader of Asgard. So he's like, okay,
it's not my responsibility.
I don't have any responsibilities. Like, Loki isn't causing any problems. I don't have to stop him. Like, Valkyrie has Asgard. I've killed Thanos. I don't have anything weighing me down. I've nothing left. And I love the idea that he goes, I need to find inner peace. I need to know who I am. Because if you see any of these movies, he's lost literally everyone other than Valkyrie and Korg in the past 10 years.
Thor has nothing left, really.
And that's why it makes sense why he'd go, sure, I don't care. Like, and it's not that he's not heroic. Like, he's still Thor, but it's just that there's like, he's like Hancock at in the first half of that movie that's really bad. He's like, I have the power. I'm just like, I just need to find who I am, though, because I don't think I've never stopped to be like, just, what do I want to do?
Yeah, and like, I think, like, because we see him, like, he says in this, like, my superhero days are behind me. So I'm just wondering how long that's going to last. And I think he needs to have something important to him be threatened. And kind of the only one left is like Valkyrie and New Asgard, really.
Valkyrie, New Asgard, or Mighty Thor. Or Korg.
Yes, actually. Yeah, Mighty Thor might be good. But he seems surprised to see her. When we see her in this trailer.
And also, I think she's like just as powerful as he is. So if she can't stop Gore, like, what's he going to do?
Yeah. And in the comic book series where Gore was introduced, I think Gore is beaten by a combined force of 3 Thors. Right. Very difficult for me to say. 3 Thors. So we may get another version of Thor in this.
Don't say the version that you're thinking of.
It's Beta Ray Bill. It's Beta Ray Bill. We're going to get Beta Ray Bill in this.
You told me that so many times. I was like, there's no way they're doing Beta Ray Bill. If anyone doesn't know who Beta Ray Bill is, Sean, could you describe Beta Ray Bill?
Imagine Thor, but he's a horseman. And that's Beta Ray Bill.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
One sentence.
Just how it works.
Yeah.
I look. He doesn't necessarily show up in the original comic run of that, but you tell me Taika Waititi doesn't want to do Beta Ray Bill before finishing up with Thor. Yeah,
I think he would.
Yeah, he would.
I think Gore is killing somebody, maybe Korg, but why would he kill Korg? Like, Korg isn't a god; he's just an idiot.
I think Korg would try and defend Thor.
Oh yeah, and then die. If Korg dies, by the way, I think there'll be riots.
I think there will, but I think Taika wants to do that. I think.
Yeah, Taika's a fucker. He'll make you laugh and then he'll rip your hair out and then start making you laugh again.
Yeah, and he has gone on record saying, I think this film could ruin my career. So there's some shit happening in this, I swear to God.
Jojo Rabbit has some of the most emotional scenes you'll see in a ridiculous movie. So like that's what'll happen here, where you'll be like, all laughing and joking, and then Korg will just get decapitated like within moments. And you won't even like emotionally be able to like fathom what's happening, and then you're just like, oh shit, we've moved on to the next scene. Holy shit, Korg is dead.
And like Chris Hemsworth Thor is definitely making out with this alive, right?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think he is, like, I don't know if he's confirmed to be in anything after this.
I don't think he is. He was signed on for... I thought he was signed on for 4 movies, or was it 3 and he signed on for another few to finish out the Avengers and this?
I think that might have been it. I'm not sure.
Here's the thing. If he dies, he's had a serious run of it. Or if he retires, he's had a serious run. What I love the idea of, though, is he's the only one left. You don't have to bring him in all the time. I mean, you just have the bit of like the brand new Avengers, and Thor is like the mighty hero that kind of they all look up to. That's still alive. He doesn't have to be in everything. He's the one leading them.
But he works better as comic relief now as well. So he can just pop up and be like, he's really strong, and he's like, he's a main player, like you say. He's like, he gives hope and encouragement, but he's not the guy to make plans. He's not the guy to like lead the team. He just pops up and does his bit.
And like Cap is God, Iron Man's God, Black Widow's God. So I think he's kind of the only one left, other than Jeremy Renner.
And Bruce Banner,
Bruce Banner, but I don't think Bruce Banner will be like the leader of the Avengers.
He's very much the science guy.
Yeah, so I think he would be great as like, they all think, oh, he's so heroic, and then he kind of comes in, they're like, Jesus, that's Thor, but he's just like all chill. He's like, what are we doing? Like, it's a completely different vibe from Black Widow, Captain America.
Yeah, and just very quickly, this is from Giant Freaking Robot, so I think it's a rumour. They said they've exclusively learned that he has a new 3-picture deal after Thor Love and Thunder.
Right. Now, if that's true, I mean, Taika would bring him back. Like, him and Taika are best friends, so I mean, they would just
Taika like revitalised the Thor character for him.
Yeah, and they just like hanging out, I assume. So it's like, Chris Hemsworth, unless he's doing Extraction 2, I mean, he can retire tomorrow and be absolutely fine. It's just a case of everyone loves him in this role. I do like the idea that they release that news and then kill him. I think that would be
hilarious. That would be so good. And like, because they'll have a new Thor now. They'll have Jane Foster, so like they'll still have that character in power.
How many movies has Portman signed up for? Like, I don't think Natalie Portman has signed up for 5.
I don't know. Taika like talked her into it, so maybe it is just the one now. Maybe it is just.
So many questions. It's a teaser trailer. Look, we're not going to get too far into it. There will be a trailer. It's coming out in July.
That's really soon. Like, I guess we'll get another trailer in probably at the end of Doctor Strange, I'd imagine. I think
there shouldn't be another trailer.
No, we always say this though. Show me as little as possible, but enough to get me excited. I'm already excited.
I thought this was going to be the first one they didn't release a trailer for.
I would love if they did that for one of them. That would be so good.
Because like it's Thor 4. Like, everyone's going to go see it. Like, just release this teaser a week before. Just go. This comes out next week. Go see it.
Instead of spending the money to market like 3 or 4 trailers leading up to it, put all of it into one trailer 2 weeks before it comes out, and that's it. Like,
if this was shown, say, the last week of June, you'd be like, oh shit, better go see Thor.
Yeah, and like do it the day tickets open for pre-book, and then just do it that way.
Boys, I think that's it for this week's Movie Monday show. What a good trailer.
What a good trailer. What a good week. What a good friends we are. Would you like me to take us out, Connor? All of those 3 things were true, by the way.
True. Well, 2 are true and 1's a lie.
Oh, he didn't like Thor.
I hated it. Sean, do you want to take us out? Yes, please.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We will be back Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thanks to all the patrons over on Patreon who continued to support the show. Shout outs go to Waffles the Waffly Waffles, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the Wife Palmer, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Sean Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Richard, Ricky, Richard, Dick, Little Dicky, however you say it, it's still rock and roll to Shaun Meighan. McGrew. I had a stroke reading that. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you to Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I Can't Believe Wanda Did This, Sammy DeLucia, and Michelle Brown. Thanks everyone for the continued support. Really do appreciate it. Coming up soon on the Patreon, we'll have episodes 3 and 4 of Moon Knight that we'll be talking about, so head over there if you listened, or if you want to listen to that, in fact. We're also on Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. We have the merch store, it's heroesforhire.ie/shop. That website is also where you can access all of the shows that we've ever done. Very handy search feature on there as well. But the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun Meighan.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.